Hi, friends, and welcome. Blessed Yule to everybody. I'm so happy that you are all here for this. I have been waiting to do the inner practices for the 12 Nights of Yuletide by Anne Stallkamp and Werner Hartung. This is a wonderful book. It's a small book. It's 143 pages, but it's packed with some really great reflections and contemplations. And I just thought it would be a really great thing for all of us to do here. So the only thing you're going to need for this is a notepad and a pen, because we're going to do some journaling. You can also get yourself a tarot deck as well, because I think some of these questions might be worthy of asking your tarot deck as well as just plain asking yourself. So, this is highly unusual for me to do a journaling video, but this was just too good to pass up. So I'm going to talk to you about certain things in the book. Obviously, I'm not going to be reading a ton word for word, and there's a lot I'm going to leave out. So you're going to have to buy the book to get the whole deal. And I will put a link in the description box below for where you can get the book. So let's get started. Basically, the start says, for everything there is a season. And we all know that. Life is a rhythm. Everything has a rhythm to it, from the way we talk to the way we breathe, how many times we blink, the way we walk. So everything has a rhythm to it. And this is another rhythm of the year. And this is what, I'm going to read you what they have in the book, because I think it's a perfect descriptor of this time of season. And, I always felt it, but I never could quite put my finger on it. So they write, the 12 magical nights of the Yuletide season equate to the time difference between the solar and lunar years, the interval between the years. This is the great pause in the rhythm of the year, a single great festival, a threshold, a time of transition, a moment in which to stop and take stock. And it's got in parentheses, in centuries past, everything came to a halt during this period. And yet simultaneously a time for looking ahead to the coming year. So there are the 12 days of Yuletide are known as many other things in various countries. They point out that it's also called 12-tide in England, Ranacht in Germany, Jule in Sweden, and Joel in Iceland. So, and there's lots of stories all that correlate with this same time of year around the world that is just literally the great pause. Everybody around the world stops at this time of year for this. So what they have here is every night they have every day is set up this way. So we have the night that it is. It's got a theme. It's assigned a specific month from this year and for next year. And then it's got some questions to ask yourself, looking back on this year and looking forward to next year. So those are the things that we're going to journal on. Also, every single day has a meditation with it. I'm not going to do the meditations, but if you get the book, I would suggest trying them out. So let's get started here. The first night of Yule is December 21st to the 22nd. I should tell you that all of these take place at dusk on the first day. So that's why this is going up at this time on the 21st, because it's dusk. And I'm going to try and get all 12 videos coming out at the same time every day. So keep your fingers crossed I can do this. So tonight is called St. Thomas Night and Winter Solstice. The theme is Sense the Quality of Time, and the assigned month is January. So think about January last year and January coming up. Let's see. They talk in this one a lot about, it does talk about the Bible. It talks about Ecclesiastes, which is fine because what they're talking about is time. And because the quality of the theme of the day is sense the quality of time, they're talking about Ecclesiastes, and to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So we know basically as pagans, heathens, Christians, you can join in on this as well. This is really actually kind of a non-denominational thing. They do mention, Bible verses, but they often, I have found, equate to pagan, to non-pagan. It just is the way I think most people look at life these days. So what we're going to do is we're going to reflect first on the theme of the day. So today's theme is sensing the quality of time. And they have many questions. You can see all of these are about time. Sensing the quality of time, which is the theme for today. I'm just going to pick out a couple. I'm going to pick out a couple for you to write down and think about. So I would ask myself, if I acknowledge my feelings, how does that change my mood? If I acknowledge my feelings, how does that change my mood? I think that's a good question. And here is another good one, I think. Does my daily schedule feel good right now? Does my daily schedule feel good right now? And again, this is all about sensing time. Is the timing right for these things to happen? Are you, I don't know, open to change your mood if you acknowledge your feelings? Does that change anything, or does it make it worse? Yeah. And then we're going to think about over the past year. So here's two more questions. I'm only going to give you, I should say, I'm going to give you two questions for reflecting on the theme of the day. I'm going to give you two questions for reflecting on last year. And you can think about the questions I'm giving you are not going to be specific to the month of January. They do have specific questions for you to think about January of last year, but they also have a few questions that are general about the entire year. And the same goes when we're looking forward to the future. So if you want to do those ones specific for the month, for thinking about what happened in January last year, you can do those, but You got to get the book. So here we go. 2 questions to look back upon through this year. How did I use my time over the past year? How did you use your time over the past year? And were you in charge of your time? That's a great question. Were you in charge of your time? I'm so excited. If you guys decide that you want to answer some of these in the comments section, please feel free to go ahead. I would love if you shared. I'll actually share this one. For me, was I in charge of my time? I got to tell you, being retired, yes, I was in charge of my time. But I have to admit, and I'm going to go further back to when I was working, I often felt like I was not in charge of my time. It felt like everybody else had a piece of me but me. So in that respect, things have changed greatly for me over this past year. Okay, now we're going to look forward. And they have questions, of course, like I said, looking forward to January of this year, some questions to ask yourself, or some general questions about the year ahead. So I'm going to ask those general questions. One question, what changes do I hope to make? What changes do I hope to make? And how about, did I have time for myself today? Was I able to consciously decide how I used my time? That's another great question that goes along with looking back as well. So, and then the last thing is every single day has a meditation. And I'm not going to do those. So, my friends, that is day 1. We're going to now spend the other days. I've explained it to you, so I'm going to do the same thing. We are going to talk about the theme of the day. We're going to discuss looking back through last year and looking forward through next year. And here is to hopefully consciously creating our futures over the next 12 days. I'm so happy again to have you all here. I'm so excited to bring this series to you. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to now turn it over to Kitchen Witch Jen, because she's got some fun stuff going on, because she took a little riff on our Becca's loo rolls. We all know Becca loves loo roll craft at this time of year. And it just warms my heart. And I honestly started thinking about this last year. So I started preparing for this last year. I'm so excited. But I hope you will enjoy the next segment that is going to also be provided over the next 12 days. So you're going to get a double whammy. All right, folks. Mwah! Well, hi, friends. Welcome back to the Witch's Kitchen, my messy old kitchen. And what we're doing here is our 12 days of Drinkmas. Yay! So as I mentioned before, I'm riffing on a theme from our Becca and her loo rolls. And I'll show you what I mean. Ta-da! It is my very own 12 days of Yuletide, 12 days of Drinkmas Advent liquor countdown calendar made of loo rolls. So inside each one of these containers, and you can see there's a number on every single one, that there is a little drink bottle, and I'm going to make some drinks. So let's get festive. Let me see. So let me find day 1 here. Okay, and I have no idea what's in what. I wrapped them, mixed them up, and numbered them. So I have no idea. But I do have drinks picked out. So here's number 1 right here. So what do we have in container number 1? Ooh! So for day number 1, we have a Black Irish salted caramel. So let me grab my phone, because yes, I did look up drinks for all the liquor bottles, so I would be prepared to make these. If you are on Pinterest, you can find me on Pinterest under Jennifer Ball, and you can check out my Drinkmas list. So yeah, all right. Let me check out, where's my Drinkmas? Okay, so, ooh, is that it? I think that's it. So, we are going to have us a salted caramel martini. Now, I am just getting started with my bar items, and so I don't have a martini glass, so we're gonna just do it in my regular old rocks glass. Yes, this is Jeff on it. It was etched by my cousin, oh God, 40 some years ago. We were kids when he made this for me, and y'all know Jeff is my family nickname. There's only a couple of people to this day who still call me that. One is a beloved friend, and the others are family members. So let's see what we got here. Oh, stupid. Got the advertisement here. There we go. Okay, so let's see. I need vodka and half and half. So hold that thought. I'm going to go over here to my liquor cabinet. We have vodka and ooh, oh, there it is. Guys, you have no idea how much liquor I have in my refrigerator. Can you say Merry Christmas to me? Okay, so the recipe calls for, it actually calls for Bailey's Irish Cream and Jackson Morgan salted caramel liquor. But I don't have those. I have the salted caramels in one swoop. So we're going to do this, an ounce of vodka and 2 ounces of half and half. So, all right, let me get my stuff ready here. Of course, what good bartender doesn't have ice into her SpongeBob, in her SpongeBob cup? So I have another refrigerator out in my porch that has a freezer, and that's where I keep my ice, because this freezer in here is very small. So that's for food. The one on the porch is for drinks and ice. Okay, so we got an ounce of vodka. Well, first I'm going to, pour in our Black Irish. Oh, that smells good. We're going to pour in our Black Irish liqueur. And then we're going to pour in, whoa, there goes the lid. We're going to give ourselves, I have a shot glass here. I'm going to give myself, an ounce of vodka. And Baker is going to have the zoomies now. This is zoomie time for her. And then lastly, I have some half and half here. And it's what? 2 ounces of half and half. So I got, okay, that's 1.5 ounces. And give myself another 1/2 ounce. And grab a stirrer. And it does say, you know, use the caramel and do the rim and all of that stuff. I am not going to be this fancy with making 12 drinks in 12 days. Cheers, my friends. Oh, that's good. That's some good business there. Oh yeah, Black Irish cream, salted caramel. There you go. All right, my loves, Merry Yule, and I will see you all tomorrow.